Kevin Durant and LeBron James sharing the wing in LA would arguably create the most hyped duo ever. Can you imagine that? But can LA really land KD? Here's how they'd have shot. KD requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets to the Miami Heat or the Phoenix Suns more than a month ago. Unfortunately, no agreement for KD seems to be close to being reached right now. The closest thing we've heard to a big KD trade is a slew of hypothetical trade rumors involving the Celtics, Wizards, Raptors, and Warriors, even the Los Angeles Lakers, led by LeBron James. To think that LeBron and KD are on the same team is practically impossible. Yes, both have likely passed the height of their powers. However, both remain really impressive. Though it's good enough to confirm Los Angeles' status as a serious title contender, if not the favorite, for the upcoming season, and knowing that their star player still has 4 years left on his contract, all indications point to the Nets having little to no desire to trade for him. KD nearly signed his long-term contract last summer. But what if the Nets received a deal that included Anthony Davis of the Lakers? Undoubtedly, no other team can provide the Nets with what the Lakers can, a superstar in his prime. Why wouldn't the Nets at least consider a possible deal if LA asked for KD in exchange for Davis and perhaps a first-round draft pick? Let's get deep into this, but before going straight to the content, here is the brand new information on the channel, is that 3 lucky winners will get a chance to win PS5, only you have to comment your views on KD trade in exchange of Davis in the comments section below. Let's start today's topic. Anthony Davis is about 29 years old, and when he is healthy and available to play, AD ranks among the league's finest players. And something the Nets should take into account, especially considering that Kevin Durant has already shown himself to be prone to injuries. According to all indications, Durant is dissatisfied with the circumstances in Brooklyn and the several shocking failures the franchise had, and largely due to the instability that surrounds the team off the court. As per KD's old teammate, Durant even gone far as to claim that Brooklyn had no chance of defeating the Boston Celtics in the first round of the 2022 playoffs. He obviously does not want to be there, and this is ideally the closest the Nets will get to obtaining superstar for superstar in a league where blockbuster transactions comprising a swap of 2 great superstars or guys of similar skill rarely occur. More significantly, the Nets would help Brooklyn preserve its reputation as a legitimate title contender with AD and likely Kyrie Irving, as well as fantastic, exceptional depth with players like Seth Curry, TJ Warren, Patty Mills, and, maybe even Ben Simmons. Have you watched the Kyrie Irving trade video? If not, click the I button to check it out right off the bat. The Nets took several actions that suggested their plans for the near future even before the KD trade controversy began. Brooklyn is obviously in win-now mindset, even if KD is traded before the season begins in October. In the case of the Lakers, getting KD would help the team with a lot of the issues it is currently having. Naturally, the whole situation started when the team's unsuccessful experiment with former MVP Russell Westbrook resulted in a disappointing 33-win season. And now they are desperate to make up for their offseason blunders by either trading for Russ or bringing in major superstar help to at least alleviate many of the problems brought on by Russ' inability to fit into a LeBron-centric offense. Speaking of LeBron, we know for a fact that playing alongside KD would be a dream come true for him. LeBron has on several occasions talked about what it would be like to play with the best of the best in the NBA, and even picked KD as his first pick in the 2018 and 2019 All-Star Game drafts. No one will question the fit between the 2 superstar forwards. LeBron is most effective when he is surrounded by an efficient scorer, who can spot up and shoot the ball straight up. For KD, he's his best self when he has reduced ball handling duties and plays the role of a pure scorer. And of course, leadership duties would organically be relegated to LeBron. So yeah, the fit would be absolutely special, unlike any other pair of pantheons in the game's history. Davis is going to be a risky commodity for Brooklyn if they were to accept the Lakers' offer for KD. In his 3 seasons thus far as a Laker, Davis has never played more than 65 games, including the past 2 seasons, when he appeared in only 76 total games. For comparison, KD hasn't done much better in the availability department, appearing in only 80 total games in the last 2 seasons for Brooklyn. Of course, that's after his Achilles tear caused him to miss all of his first season as a Net. After all, that raises the most questions about pursuing KD, especially since this season will be his 34th overall. And if we've learned anything from the sports superstars, it's that you don't get any healthier in your mid-30s. But since we're discussing one of the NBA's top 3 players and one of its greatest scorers in history, the potential rewards can obviously be enormous. KD could be a huge asset, and his addition might be far more advantageous than its risks. But would the Nets give up Davis for KD? Because of how the CBA's rules work in the NBA, the Lakers would need to attach a couple draft picks to make an offer to the Nets. By this point, it is widely known that the Nets want a significant number of assets in exchange for KD. Davis is undoubtedly a sizable asset that can carry the bulk of the burden in a deal. Brooklyn now has a sizable offer that's difficult to refuse on the table, especially if you include the Lakers' 2027 or 2029 first-round draft pick. The irony of it all is that Davis, like KD, was in a very similar situation just a few years ago when he wanted to leave New Orleans and root for the purple and gold. The Pelicans were greatly distracted by Davis's trade request, which ultimately caused their potentially successful season to fail. If you're from Brooklyn, you know it's almost never a good idea to keep a superstar who has expressed a desire to leave behind after they've already expressed that eagerness. It just makes for an awkward situation, especially if you're going on 34 years old like KD and approaching the end of your prime. However, we don't think KD is the type of guy who would sit out in response to his trade request not being recognized. Unquestionably, LeBron and KD would make one of the league's most formidable teams ever. But does KD would like a partnership with LeBron? Despite their friendly relationship off the court, KD and LeBron have had a pretty aggressive competition for more than a decade. It has primarily been fueled by the idea that the two have been the league's undisputed first and second best players for a number of years throughout the 2010s. LeBron has 4 rings, compared to KD's 2. Having been LeBron's sidekick for so many years in his career, does KD really want to help him win more championships? Again, if the entire discussion about legacies doesn't bother KD, this is probably the best place for him to land given his playing style and desired position on a team. In an effort to acquire KD from Brooklyn, at least half of the NBA general managers have organized some sort of trade package. Teams are aware that KD has no interest in returning to the Nets and that they will eventually have to move him, which is something that is working against the Nets. Moreover, because of his age and recent injury history, the teams aren't eager to part with even half of their roster for KD. Additionally, his frequently erratic behavior has the ability to drastically alter his level of dedication to a team. We witnessed his downward spiral after the Golden State incident, and now, 3 years later, we are back where we started. Given the potential formation of an unbeatable Big Three consisting of LeBron, Davis, and Kyrie, it is said that the Lakers still prefer Kyrie from Brooklyn even more than KD. However, if a deal for Kyrie is made at all, it probably won't be until KD moves. In this situation, Brooklyn only has one significant front of leverage. KD has 4 years left on his Brooklyn contract, which means Sean Marks and company are not obligated to honor his trade request, as has been stated time and time again. And maybe even more so after Commissioner Adam Silver said that we don't like to see players requesting trades. I would love the focus to be on play. KD, however, hasn't changed his mind about asking to be traded. And perhaps even more so after KD's brother tweeted, "Hell no," in response to a tweet suggesting that KD should remain in Brooklyn. And so, here we are. A lot can happen involving some of the biggest names in the NBA with only 2 months until the start of the new season. And as far as the KD situation goes, it's still up in the air as to which jersey he'll put on when the season tips off this fall. It would be spectacular theater for the league to have 2 of the greatest athletes in the world playing for the same team, dolled up in royal purple and gold. Even though the path to making it happen is amazingly feasible, it is still something we consider to be a long shot. I'm not sure. Is this the most anticipated NBA basketball season ever? It certainly seems to be moving in the right direction. So, what do you think of Kevin Durant's trade? Do let us know in the comments section below, and you'll get a chance to win a brand new PS5. If you enjoyed watching the video, do like and share, and yes, don't forget to hit that notification bell. Thank you so much.